excited to feature to you a very special plant called Anthurium. Sometimes they are commonly called as the painter's palette, flamingo flower, tail flower, lace leaf, heart of Hawaii. And I would like to dedicate this episode to my mom, who's now gone with the Lord because she loves this plant so much. And this is one of her plant collections when she was still alive. And I would like also to take this opportunity to thank all the moms all over the world. I know it is not Mother's Day, but I believe that you deserve the praises, the honor, and thanksgiving every day for all the sacrifices, for all the patience, for all the hardships, for all the cares, and for all the love that you shared to your children. Thank you all moms. Anyway, Anthurium belongs to the genus of flowering ornamental plants, and they are the family of Arum or Araceae family. The one in front of me are the Andthorium cultivars. And Anthuriums belongs to the 1,000 species in cultivation today. But there are more new introductions that are being introduced, like this one that I have over here is the black Anthurium. So I have here the orange Anthurium, and I have here also the pink Anthurium, and then I have here the white Anthurium and the black Anthurium. So anyway, once they mature, their flowers changes into a greenish color, or gives you a greenish tone to the flowers. And if you look at this white Anthurium, now once these flowers will mature, it will turn into a green color. Look at that. And same thing with the pink flower over here. Now, once it matures, it gives you a tone of greenish color to it. So this is a very interesting plant, right? No wonder my mom loves these plants. And if you touch the flower of this Anthurium, they are thick and they are shiny. The leaves are heart-shaped, and same thing with the flowers. And the flowers last so long. So the one I have here with me, I have them for 3 months now, and look, they still have intact flowers. As compared to a cut flower, they only last up to a week. But these Anthuriums, the flowers last so long, okay? And it's like the orchids that I have. I have orchids that are 6 to 7 months old now, and they still have flowers. I believe that's the same thing because this Anthurium, there are also epiphytes. Epiphyte means they live in that native habitat, that's their origin, where they cling into the trees, the canopies of the trees, like the tillandsias, like the orchids, and the bromeliads. And the one first thing that once you acquire these plants is to know about the plant. Make sure you know how to take care of them. So that's the first thing that you need to find out. And the first thing is the temperature requirements. These plants requires 16 to 22 degrees centigrade, or 61 to 72 degrees Fahrenheit. And then second one is the light requirements. These plants can tolerate to a low light, but if you want that you will have a continuous abundance of flower, make sure you have to maintain that medium to bright light requirements. And then the third one is water. The one thing why we kill plants is because either we neglect in watering them or we overwater them. So the first indication when it's about time to water these plants is to touch the base of the plant, the media, touch it, and if you feel that it's too dry, okay, that means that's an indication that they need to be watered. So another thing is humidity. These plants likes to be in that humid environment. If you live in the tropical regions of the world, these plants prefer in a shady places, and that's where all the humid conditions are being met. But if you live in the colder climate, like if you grow them indoors, make sure that they have that humid environment. And in order to mimic that kind of environment is to get a saucer, okay, and then put some gravel or rocks or stones, you know, and then add some water to it, okay. That's where you put the plant, and make sure the roots will not sink into the water, okay. But if you want to maintain a good decoration on this plant, so what you have to do is to put water, okay, and make sure the roots of this plant doesn't touch the water, and then there, voila. To maintain humidity, if you grow these plants indoors, I would like to recommend to you is to also use a humidifier. Okay, I have here a humidifier, and it's good for the plants. What you can do is to also add some minerals like the eucalyptus lemon. Right now I could smell the eucalyptus lemon scent to it, and clears up your sinus. So it's really you know, a good aromatherapy. The next thing is soil. If you want to repot these plants, what I recommend to you is to use 70% of cocoa peat. The one I have here is a cocoa peat that you could buy in the garden centers, okay? So use 70% of this, and then add 10% of perlite, and also add some 5% charcoal, and then the rest will be, you can use an orchid bark or an orchid mixture. Another thing is fertilization. Of course, these plants also requires nutrients for them to provide you a vigorous leaves and also an abundance of blossoms all year round. Okay, so what I recommend to you is to use an orchid fertilizer. Fertilize the plants once a week. That's what I recommend to you. When my mom was still alive, because we used to live in the tropical regions of the world, and what she does is she uses is a urine. Okay, wow. Maybe to some of you, you might say, wow, that's gross, right? But actually, that's a good fertilizer. It has the complete NPK to it, and it's free. So I would like you to research on that one. No wonder my mom has a very beautiful plant. You to research about urine, okay? Because that's a free fertilizer. Another recommendation to care for this plant is to pamper the plant. Maybe it's a good idea to wipe the leaves, okay? Maybe it's a good idea to wipe the leaves all the time whenever you have the time, because sometimes there's some dust on the leaves accumulations, or maybe if you use a foliar fertilizer, sometimes there's white spots on the leaves of these plants. So what you have to do is to use a tissue paper and then wipe the leaves, okay? These plants needs pampering too. It's a way of a hygienic way of checking the plants if they have some pests and diseases, okay? And that's where you will see if there's any bugs to it, you know, eating the leaves of these plants. And after you wipe the leaves, and look at that, the leaves are more shinier, okay? That's a good way of caring for these plants. I would like also to mention the benefits of this andthorium plant. These andthorium plant are listed in the NASA air study because these plants are effective in removing air pollutants in the air, such as toluene, xylene, and ammonia in the air. So the only problem is these plants are poisonous, okay? So if you have cats or dogs, you can still have them, but maybe it's a good idea to hang them where your animals, your dogs or cats cannot reach them. Also symbolizes long-lasting friendships. And when my mom was still alive, she used this plant as a gift to her friends. And no wonder my mom has lots of friends. These plants are also perfect as a gift during Valentine's Day because it represents love. Maybe it's about time also to probably give some spiritual insights in regards to these plants. These plants represents love. Matthew 22 verses 35 to 39, where when Jesus was on earth, he was with the Pharisees, a lawyer. He asked Jesus, what is the commandment of the law? Okay, and Jesus said, love the Lord thy God with all your heart, with all thy soul, and with all thy mind. Okay, and that's the greatest commandments of all. And then the second commandment is love your neighbor as you love yourself. Maybe you ask me, okay, Mario, how about if your neighbor is not so loving, they are rude, and they are not friendly. Well, that's the commandment of the Lord. We need to love our neighbors no matter what are their standing, no matter what are their characters, if they are bad, if they are good. We need to treat all our neighbors the same. And that's what Jesus said. If you love yourself, you should also love your neighbor. And that's how we love our neighbors. I know that's tough, but the only way to love our neighbors is to love God first. That way, God is going to give us those patience, gives us the understanding and the wisdom on how we can love our neighbors. Make sure that we have a personal relationship with Jesus in order to be able to love our neighbors. All right. Hope that you learned something from this episode, and I hope you like it. Please